I just wanted to say real quick that because Congress was able to settle its differences, that's why this place is open today and everybody's able to enjoy their visit.
On the News at 10, we've got the latest out of Washington, including a minute-by-minute rundown as a potential government shutdown threatened our country last night. But first, you might have seen some of the triathletes around town today, but we will show you just how difficult being a triathlete can be. WVUA News at 10 starts right now.
Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Matt McCoy. Thanks for joining us. Athletes representing 120 colleges and universities flocked to Tuscaloosa this weekend, all to pour their hearts and souls out on the pavement and in the water. More than 1,500 triathletes participated in the 2011 USA Triathlon National Championship today. The competition has running, biking, and swimming. The event shut down some major roads in downtown Tuscaloosa for a majority of the day. WVUA caught up with some of the spectators to find out what they thought of having such a different event in the Druid City.
I just think seeing all the students from all the different schools, it's really exciting. And to see how Tuscaloosa kind of gets really excited about it, and people at our hotel are excited, and it's just a very fun event.
Well, how can you not enjoy Tuscaloosa? You got nice weather, it's a hot day, it's a nice day for a triathlon, yeah.
For most people, just watching a triathlon can make them tired, but as WVUA's Victoria Sheehan discovered today, the mix of the three disciplines takes a heavy toll on the athletes.
A grueling course of swimming, biking, then running.
Triathlon is a unique sport in that everyone that comes out here is going to race the exact same course at the exact same time.
Tuscaloosa became the mecca for collegiate triathletes, with many schools converging, which made for a colorful atmosphere.
We come as a team, we bring all our cheers, really exciting to see all the other schools here too, and everyone here ready to compete and really excited too, because it's different from a normal triathlon where people are a little more self-focused. Here we got teams and the whole spirit thing. It's really cool.
As athletes passed each other or transitioned legs in the event, it was clear that in this race, rivalry turns quickly to camaraderie. And by the end, no matter what shirt they wore, everyone was recognized simply as an extraordinary athlete.
Crossing the finish line when you've done something this challenging is just joyous. You get a sense of relief and accomplishment at the same time. It's indescribable until you do it.
And that indescribable feeling can seem so far away during the race. But one athlete tells us when he feels like he can't go on, he keeps one thing in mind.
Fear. Fear that they're going to pass you. Now, you have to imagine it's just a pack of wolves coming behind you, and if you don't stay ahead of them, they're going to eat you up. So just keep the pedal to the metal and go.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Victoria Sheehan, WVUA News.
Thank you, Victoria. So did local businesses see a difference in customer traffic today because of the triathlon? Some businesses say although there are hundreds of people flooding the streets for today's event, they didn't see a huge increase in sales. But the lack of increase in sales aren't getting the merchants upset. They're still remaining optimistic for next weekend's A-Day game. WVUA spoke with some local businesses about their sales this weekend.
No, we haven't felt a lot of, a few people coming in, but not so much,
Yesterday was busy, but today hasn't been that busy. We haven't really been open for that long, so.
And be sure to stick around. We have complete coverage of the triathlon later in Alabama's Home Team Sports with Todd Hoyer, including who took home the gold. Well, it was a race against time on Capitol Hill last night as Democrats and Republicans agreed on a budget deal just an hour before the time was up. The outcome was uncertain, with about 800,000 employees not knowing if they would have a job today. Luckily, in the 11th hour, a decision was finally made. Now, here's a timeline of last night's events. After a full day of debating, at 8:45, the House GOP met behind closed doors to discuss some of the budget negotiations. At 9:53, Representative John Boehner announced that the Democrats and the Republicans had reached a deal that would keep the government running. At 10:05, President Barack Obama spoke to the country, saying both sides had to make difficult decisions and that some of the cuts will be painful. At 10:23, the Senate did a voice vote and approved the short-term spending bill. The House followed suit and voted in the bill at 11:49. Barbara Hall has more on the averted government shutdown from Atlanta.
The ayes do have it. The bill is amended as passed. It was a close call on Capitol Hill as the countdown to a government shutdown ended just minutes short of the deadline.
I'm pleased to announce that the Washington Monument, as well as the entire federal government, will be open for business.
A temporary budget measure cutting spending by $2 billion is keeping the government funded through next Friday. President Obama signed that agreement on Saturday. But details of a long-term budget with $38.5 billion in spending cuts to carry the government through the rest of the fiscal year still need to be worked out.
Once we get through this process by the end of next week, we will move on to a much larger discussion about how we save trillions.
If Friday night's negotiations had failed, many government services would have come to a halt, and 800,000 government workers would have been furloughed. But lawmakers were able to head off the shutdown, with both sides making last-minute concessions.
If the American people have to make tough choices, and they're doing it every day, so should their leaders. That's our responsibility.
That's what the American people expect us to do, and it's what the American people deserve.
I'm Barbara Hall, reporting from Atlanta.
One of the federal departments that was on the brink of being closed, all of the federal parks around the country. After signing the short-term spending measure this morning, President Obama made a surprise visit to the Lincoln Memorial where he told the visitors the memorial is open because of that late-night agreement between Republicans and Democrats. Back here in West Alabama, if you even stepped foot outside, then I'm sure you have felt the heat wave that's made its way into our area. We caught up with some people in Tuscaloosa lounging by the pool at University Village. The high today was supposed to be in the upper 80s, one of the hottest days we've ever experienced. Now here with the latest on the first look at Alabama's home team weather is meteorologist Daniel Sparkman.
Yeah, Matt, we hit almost a record high temperature today, missed it only by 1 degree. Currently here in Tuscaloosa, 70 degrees, 88 was our high today. No wind out there, 65 the dew point, so we could see some haze in the air overnight tonight. Now looking at our satellite and radar, you see there are some clouds moving into Alabama and into the southeast, so tomorrow we should see some clouds over the area, keeping it a little bit cooler. We're still going to go with a pretty high forecast, though. We'll talk all about that coming up in Alabama's home team forecast.
Thank you, Daniel. The hot sun did not stop dozens of bike enthusiasts from gathering today and going for a charitable ride. Maccabee Construction held their 7th annual bike ride today to raise money for the DCH Help and Hope Patient Assistance Fund. Bikers entered a $20 a bike with over 200 bikes anticipated to be in the ride. Organizers, the ride began at Northport City Hall and ended at Rhythm and Blues with about 70 miles. While they may look hard on the outside, organizers say the most important thing to know is the community is not always as it seems.
Biker community is like, they all come together. I mean, you got all walks of life, and they're all charitable heart, you know, that's in their heart to give to charity. They're just a very, very giving community.
It's like a family.
It's like it's like a huge family.
A lot of people that don't know about biker communities think that we're just a bunch of no good people, but you know, we are actually a lot of good people that like to get out and help other people out.
The ride was created shortly after the company's president, Harold Maccabee, died of cancer.